One of these men is the youngest player ever elected to the Football Hall of Fame. What is your name, please?
My name is Doak Walker.
What is your name, please?
My name is Doak Walker.
What is your name, please?
My name is Doak Walker.
Two of these people are imposters. Only one is the real Doak Walker and is the only one sworn to tell the truth. Now, here is our host, Bud Collier.
Thank you very much, and welcome once again to Tell the Truth, brought to you this week by R.J. Reynolds, makers of Camel cigarettes. Now may I introduce our panel. First, Miss Polly Bergen. Then Mr. Don Ameche. Next, Miss Kitty Carlisle. And finally, Mr. Tom Poston. All right, panel, will you follow along with your copies of this first affidavit as I read it to you? I, Doak Walker, am the president of the Walker Chemical Company. Our business is the chemical cleaning of the fuel, hydraulic, and pneumatic systems of United States rockets and missiles before they are tested or fired. You may remember my name in an entirely different connection. In college, I was an All-American football player for 3 years. I played on 2 World Championship professional football teams and led the league in scoring 5 out of the 6 years I played pro ball. I have won both the Maxwell and the Heisman trophies. Signed, Doak Walker. Now, you heard these gentlemen panel all claim to be Doak Walker, all-time football great, and justifiably so called. Let's start this questioning with Don Ameche. Don?
Number 2, where'd you receive the Heisman Trophy?
New York.
Number 3, what is a belly series?
It's a series where the quarterback gets the ball, passes it off to the fullback, who has his option to do with it.
Number 1, what is a belly series?
Belly series is the quarterback gets the ball and will hand it to the fullback into the stomach, and he will run into the line.
Number 2, what's a belly series?
Same thing.
Number 3, in the T formation, who's the principal ball carrier?
The quarterback.
Number 1?
Fullback, quarterback.
Number 2?
All of them.
Number 3, in the single wing, who is the principal ball carrier?
The tailback.
Number 1?
Halfback.
Kitty Carlisle.
No.
Number 1, What happened? I didn't hear what.
The bell
Well,
didn't
anyway,
ring, but I got
the
a signal.
belly. What was the
Oh,
belly
like
thing
that.
you said?
Belly series.
A belly series. Did you say somebody throws the ball in the poor fellow's stomach, number 1?
No, he said in his belly.
Oh.
Not series, Kitty.
Number 2, what do they say in football when they all get together and go like this and mutter to each other?
Which number?
Number 2. Number 2's laughing. He's not telling.
Well, nothing specific, nothing in particular.
What do you mean? Number 3, what do they say when they all go together like this and mutter to each other? With their arms, like that.
They usually give the signal for the next play.
Give me some signals. Quick, number 1, some
That's
signals.
difficult to do.
10, 15, 20.
Number 2, some signals.
Tom Poston, please.
I'll give you some signals.
Give me some signals. I don't understand those signals.
Let me see. First of all, I'll ask number 3. What is a ball valve in a hydraulic system? Do you know?
Pardon me.
A ball valve.
Yes, that's a ball which seats in a conical shape. It's used to open or close a passage of oil or air.
And number 3, let me ask you again. Do you happen to know what red dogging is? In football, this is. Number 3.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Red dogging.
Red dogging?
In football.
No.
Number 1, what is a mouse trap? In football, of course.
Mousetrap is where the offside guard Our onside guard usually does the trapping of the opposite team player.
Polly?
How can somebody do anything if they're offside? I thought that was out of the limits or something.
That describes which team has the ball. The onside team has the ball, and the offside team has
You know, he knows more so far?
Well, he's huddled with Kitty.
Tom, if you're doing, could you tell me, well...
Call me Doak.
I know very little about football and a great deal less about hydraulic systems. But, number one, who did you play football for? I should know this, I suppose, but I don't.
Detroit Lions.
The Detroit Lions. Is that all? I thought you played for 2 world championship professionals.
Well, they won it 2 years.
Oh, the same one.
That's right,
Oh,
and
I
that's
see.
all the time we have. Right now, it's time to vote. So, Kitty, if you'd like to go into a huddle with Tom, all right. But you can't consult in that huddle, you see. Without consulting each other, would you kindly mark your ballots and select thereby number 1, number 2, or number 3. Team of challengers, of course, will receive $250 for every incorrect vote. Everybody ready? Ballots all marked? Okay, Polly, for whom did you vote?
I voted for number 3. I don't have any reason. I just voted for number 3.
All right, you voted for number 3.
If I knew anything about them, I'd have a reason, but I don't.
Don, what about your selection?
Well, I voted for number 1. I couldn't get much information on the game of football, but he sounds like he has a Texas accent, and I know Doak Walker is from Texas, so that's
Oh,
why.
well, that's one up on me.
Kitty, which
I
one do you
voted
like?
for number 3. He didn't give any good signals, but he did seem to know what Tom was talking about in terms of hydraulics. I didn't understand it, but I thought he did.
Tom?
Well, I think I would have been ungrateful. I voted for number 3. I don't know if you can read that or not. That's it. It looked a little ungrateful for me to get that nice, correct answer out of number 3 and then not vote for him. I thought it could have been number 1, but he did repeat what number 3 said about the belly series, right? Now, maybe if number 3 is the right one, that's why the other 2 would repeat like that. But we'll see.
I'm not going to ask you to repeat that, I'll tell you. But we will find out right now which one of these 3 stalwart gentlemen is the real great, all-time great football player. So may I ask the real Doak Walker to please stand up. Thank you very much, Doak. You may be seated, if you will. It always was a great thrill to see you walking your way down. That's what you did. The way the others didn't look like they were crawling when you went down a field was always a great thrill. Now, number 2, would you tell us your real name and what you really do, please?
Yes. I am James Durfee, copy director of the New York office of Campbell Ewald Company Advertising.
And number 3, your real name and what you do, please.
My name is George Getty. I'm product manager for the Photo Circuits Corporation on Long Island.
And you got the most votes tonight. And those votes, of course, amount to 3 incorrect votes. You played it so well, all of you gentlemen did. And that means, of course, you deceived our panel to the tune of 3 times $250 from Camels, namely a total of $750 for you. Not a bad evening's remuneration, I think, for the pleasure that I hope you've had, because we've certainly had fun having you here with us. Along with that, we'll also go a carton of Camel cigarettes. Thank you very much for being with us. Good night and good luck to you. Now, panel, let's meet our next team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is Lisa Lane.
What is your name, please?
My name is Lisa Lane.
What is your name, please?
My name is Lisa Lane.
Once again, panel, will you follow along with your copies of this second affidavit? I, Lisa Lane, was a student at Temple University in Philadelphia 2 years ago when I became interested in the game of chess. Since that time, I have devoted 8 to 10 hours a day to the game. Last December, in a 5-hour match with the defending title holder, I became the United States Women's Chess Champion and won the right to represent this country in international competition next year in Yugoslavia. Signed, Lisa Lane. 3 lovely young ladies here, panel, each one claiming to be Lisa Lane, United States Women's Chess Champion. Let's begin this round of questioning with Tom Poston. Tom?
Thank you, Bud. Number 2, Miss Lane, could you tell us the name of the the American schoolboy chess champion who has been in the news recently?
Bobby Fischer.
What was his recent problem? I'll put it that way. What problem was he recently faced with in connection with this being a chess champion?
Well, he played in the Challengers tournament in Yugoslavia. I don't know if that's what you mean.
I don't either. Do you know number 3, Miss Lane, number 3? Do you know what Bobby's recent trial was in connection with being a chess champion?
No, I'm not quite sure what you mean. It might be that he's so young.
No, thank you. Number 1, I don't mean no, I mean thank you. Number 1, do you know what young Mr. Fisher's problem was recently?
No, I don't.
Let me...
You have to leave him with his problem, I guess. Polly?
Number 1, what year did Diana Mitchell hold the title? 1954 or 1955?
I don't know.
Number 2, could you answer?
I don't believe she ever held the title.
Number 3, could you tell me which year?
I don't believe she ever held the title either.
Number 1, in chess, what is the smallest figure called? I beg your pardon?
The pawn.
And number 3, what is the largest figure called?
The king.
I beg your pardon?
The king.
Number 3,
Don Ameche.
Number 3, what city is Villanova University in?
Philadelphia. Well, Villanova isn't in Philadelphia, but it's near Philadelphia.
What city is Villanova University in, number 1?
I don't know.
Number 2?
It's right outside of Philadelphia.
I beg your pardon?
It's outside of Philadelphia.
No, you don't know what the name of the city. Number 3, do you know the name of the street that runs by WCAU that separates the city of Philadelphia from the suburbs?
It's West River Drive.
Number 1?
I don't know.
Number 2?
City Line Avenue.
Number 1, where is the museum in Philadelphia?
I don't know.
Number 2?
On the Parkway.
I beg your pardon?
On the Parkway.
Kitty?
Number 3, chess players take an awful lot of time sometimes between plays. How long have you taken?
Well, it depended on the game.
What's the longest you've ever taken?
Well, when I was winning the championship, I took up to about 25 minutes at least.
And you, number 2, what's the longest you've ever taken between plays?
About 20, 25 minutes.
Number 1, what is the name of the men's champion chess player of the world?
Well, right now they're playing off. It's Tal and Botvinnik.
I guess that's it, panel. Once again, without any further moves, we'll give you a chance now to really rook yourselves and see whether you can emerge a winner and decide which one of these 3 charming young ladies is the champion chess player. So will you kindly mark your ballots and vote for number 1, number 2, or number 3. Everybody voted? Holly, all set? Okay. For whom did you vote, Polly?
I voted for number 2. Again, I know very little about Philadelphia. Number 1 couldn't seem to answer any of Don's questions. Number 2 and 3 both answered quite a few of them. Which one of them answered the right answers, I don't know. It was really a choice for me between the 2 of them, and I settled on number 2.
Don, your vote.
I voted for number 2. She was the only one that knew City Line Avenue, which does separate the city of Philadelphia from the suburbs.
Kitty?
I voted for number 2. She's awfully pretty to have devoted 8 to 10 hours a day to chess, but I do think she answered all the questions that I thought were correct about Philadelphia, including the museum.
And Tom, your selection, please.
Yes, I did as well. She knew about Bobby Fischer. I think it's time for me to say, as I recall, that Bob, being an amateur in the sport, didn't have the sufficient money to participate in the international contest. And he was more or less subsidized by friends and contributors and so forth. It was a nice gesture. I'm glad he did, too.
All right, there we have it, the way we voted. And how did you vote? Let's check on it now as we discover which one of these girls is the real chess champion and see whether or not we're right or we're wrong. This is our own special moment of truth, as we call it sometimes. So will the real Lisa Lane please stand up? Pleasure having you on the show. Number 1, would you tell us your real name and what you really do, please?
My name is Roberta Gerber, and I'm a commercial artist here in New York.
Thank you. 3, your real name and what you do, please.
My name is Ann McKee, and I'm Assistant Casting Director in New York Advertising Agency.
Now, just quickly, I'm going to settle something for the 3 of you. What year did Diana Mitchell hold the championship, Polly? Did you make that up?
Of course.
That's what I thought. They all kind of said
I'm
so,
becoming
too.
a rotten liar. You know, they don't fall for that
They
trick
kind of
anymore.
figured that one out for themselves. Well,
Someday I'll have a real name, and then that'll really throw them.
There's a moral here. Don't lie to the chess players.
Right.
Or
She's the one that responded first.
There's another moral. Don't lie to the liars. All right, in checking our score this time, we found 100% for the panel who did very well. But Camel Cigarettes has for you $150, ladies, so you don't go away empty-handed, and in the other hand, you will have a carton of Camel Cigarettes. Thank you very much for being with us. Good night. Lots more championships, too. Now, panel, let's meet our third team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is George Hill.
What is your name, please?
My name is George Hill.
What is your name, please?
My name is George Hill.
Another affidavit, if you will, please, panel. Follow along. I, George Hill, am an employee of the United States Post Office. My hobby is entering contests. To date, I have entered more than 5,000 contests. Among the 2,600 prizes I have won are an 18-month supply of bread, 30 radios, 500 pounds of sugar, 24 bicycles, 30 cameras, a pig, 200 pounds of washing powder, a beauty course, a dog, tickets to the opera, 50 wristwatches, 18 fishing rods, dozens of golf balls, dozens of baseballs, dozens of footballs, and 2 permanent waves. Signed, George Hill. All right, panel, this time, 3 men claiming to be George Hill, contest winner extraordinary. We'll start this time with Polly Bergen. Polly?
Thank you, Bud. Number 1, how long ago were you forced to move from where you live?
I haven't moved yet.
You haven't moved yet. Well, where do you keep all these things that you win?
Well, I have them all over the house, but I usually manage to sell most of them.
I see. And number 2, have you had any use whatsoever for the permanent waves?
No, that really is a problem.
That's the waviest scalp in the business.
Well, in these contests that you enter, number 2, are they for specific prizes? I mean, in other words, did you try to win 2 permanent waves, or,
No,
or was that sort of a secondary prize, or what?
No, that was the top prize.
That was the top prize. Are you married, sir?
Yes.
Well, that's reasonable, I think. Number 3.
Don?
Number 1, what year did you take your civil service examination?
1947.
Number 2?
1950.
Number 3?
1946.
Number 1, what opera did you get tickets for?
Several. I got tickets for an entire season, as a matter of fact.
Number 2, what did you do with the baseballs?
Oh, I gave them to the neighborhood kids.
Number 3, did you sell the footballs? No, number 1 said he sold the footballs.
I have sold many footballs.
What did you get for the footballs?
You mean the
Price,
amount?
money.
I used to get about $5 or $6, approximately half of the retail price.
Number 2, what kind of fishing rods did you win?
Oh, they have various types.
Number 3.
All the spinning gears, deep-sea fishing, and so forth.
Kitty?
All various.
Number 1, you're under the Civil Service. Who's the United States Commissioner for Civil Service?
I'm afraid I can't
Number
answer
2,
that.
do you know the United States Commissioner for Civil Service?
I'm afraid I do not know.
Number 3? You don't know. Well, I must tell you something. All my life, I've wanted to win a contest. Now, give me one cardinal rule for winning a contest, number 1.
Send in as many answers as you can work out.
Industry pays off, in other words.
Correct.
Number 2, do you have to pay income tax on all this stuff you get?
Yes, you do. You have to pay income tax on a fair price.
A fair price. Number 3, what has your income tax been in 1 year on what you've won?
Well, I'm afraid I better not disclose that.
Oh, all right. Number 3.
Tom Poston, please.
Thank you. Number 2, what is the name of the club to which many contestants belong? Do you know?
Well, there are many clubs. I imagine New York City has one.
A national club. Number 1, do you know the name of the national club to which many contestants belong?
No, I'm afraid I don't.
Number 3, do you have any information about that? My mother belongs to it. That's why I asked.
National Contest Winners Association.
Tell me, number 3, is there a current magazine contest?
There's always current magazine contests.
And that's it. At the moment, we have our own contest. It's trying to figure out which one of these is the real one. So will you kindly mark your ballots, panel? And as before, please vote for number 1, number 2, or number 3. All set? All ready?
Yes.
Holly, for whom did you vote?
Well, I voted for number 3, mainly because he knew the name of the International Society for Contest Winners, and also I would like to know. I like Kitty, have tried out a million contests and never won, even a bingo game or anything. And I think that it takes a lot of tenacity to stick to it. Number 3 looks like he has it.
John?
I voted for number 3 because he did not know where City Line Avenue was.
Publicly over WCAU.
Yes.
All right, Kitty, your vote.
I voted for number 3 because he seemed to know that organization that Tom's mother belongs to, and I suggest you introduce them to each other.
Honey, that organization is the Payola Club.
Tom?
He didn't really want.
I want to give 3 a plug here on the air because he knew that. I tell you, it's a big deal. Mother tells me it's a big deal. They have big, giant national meetings, and she went down to Virginia or someplace the last time, and I thought it would be much better known to a man who won that many contests. Surely would know. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe that's not even it.
All right, there we have it. Now let's find out once again our third mystery for the evening as to which one of these gentlemen is the real super-duper champion contest winner. So will the real George Hill please stand up? All that brain work, you see. I mean, thank you very much, sir. Have a seat again. Yes? Wait, just a minute. I see how much time we have. Number 1, just tell us your real name and what you really do, please.
My name is Harry Hardeen. I'm the sales director for Kidda Ultrasonic Alarms. We manufacture electronic burglar and fire alarm equipment.
Thank you, sir. And number 3, your real name and what you do, please.
I'm Lyman Riley, and I manage caves.
You do what?
I'm a cave manager. I have...
Cave manager?
Yes, I'm a Missouri caveman. Manage Merrimack Caverns at Stanton, Missouri.
Oh, they have managers?
And Onondaga Cave at Leesburg, Missouri.
Well, congratulations. Okay. Well, in checking up on our score, we find that there were 4 incorrect votes this time at $250 each for a total of $1,000 from Camels and a carton of Camels for each of you. Hope you enjoyed yourselves, gentlemen. We enjoyed having you here. Good night and good luck to you. That's about all the time we have for tonight. Tom, I hope you'll tell your mother to keep paying her dues in that club, will you?
I will, Bud.
She's going to intercede for this gentleman. We hope to get him in next week.
One more permanent wave and you will. Well, that's it, panel, so good night to you.
Good night.
Good night.
Night, Bud.
This is Bud Collier saying good night for Camel Cigarettes and reminding you to tell the truth. Good night, everybody.
To Tell the Truth is the Mark Goodson Bill Tubman production in association with the CBS Television Network. Miss Bergen's wardrobe by Fashions of the Four Seasons, Knoxville.